Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is ECW. This is the show of the week. We are live, we are in color, and we are ready to hit you with the very show that everyone wants to be a part of. We know last week what happened. We know that when Wrestlemania rolls around for the ECW Championship, it is signed, sealed, and delivered. When the ECW title is on the line, AJ Styles will challenge the greatest of all time, Seth Rollins. That is going to come at Mania. Tonight, however, AJ Styles has got a busy night lined up for him as well, but so too does Seth Rollins. You see it there, though. We are going to start things off in this episode of ECW by allowing AJ Styles to celebrate his victory over none other than Neville last week in the, in becoming the #1 contender for the ECW Championship. Styles has a chance to say a few words and talk about how he's going to try and beat and fail to beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, because let's be honest, he might as well get started on that. But that is not all that AJ Styles has to deal with tonight. Later on, he has got to go up against Bobby Roode one-on-one in what should be a very entertaining contest between those two sides, one that I'm certainly looking forward to. Styles, of course, just off his victory. Is he still going to be on the same level? Is he going to still be able to produce the air that the phenomenal one can? We'll find out, but he is not going to be alone, as I said, when it comes to that match. When it comes to competing tonight, rather, should I say. He beat Neville last week, but now in the main event, Neville is back in action again. After his standout performance in that match, it certainly caught the eye of the ECW champion, Seth Rollins. Rollins came up to myself, the general manager, and demanded the match, and he got it. Later on tonight, for your main event, that is what will take place. Neville against Seth Rollins. It's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss it. That's all to come tonight, but as for right now, we're going to get things underway by hearing from AJ Styles. And here he is, making his way out to celebrate his victory now, is AJ Styles. The crowd here in Erie, Pennsylvania, certainly cheering on AJ as well. Happy to see him as the #1 contender, and in a way, so am I. I don't really know if there was anyone left on the roster, but AJ Styles is always more than happy to give it, to put on more than one fight for that ECW Championship. Showed at the Rumble, showed it in previous title matches with Rollins, but the same thing has happened in all of them. And I'll get to that in a moment. But as for right now, AJ Styles is celebrating that victory. He says that WrestleMania has been calling his name since the discussion of matches there started. And even though we had to go through one hell of a road to get it, it is going to make it feel even sweeter when his music hits on the grandest stage of them all. Styles wants to take another moment and thank Neville. He may not like Neville, but after last week, he sure as hell respects him. To come out here, to put his money where his mouth is, and to come within inches of becoming #1 contender, to force AJ Styles to use every option, that gets respect. But of course, it's not Neville who he's facing at WrestleMania. It's Seth Rollins. It's in his eyes the most overrated champion there is. I mean, have you seen Jinder Mahal? But that's aside from the point that Styles is making. He knows that Seth Rollins' days are numbered. Should I say rather, he thinks. AJ Styles believes he knows how to beat Seth Rollins. He's done it more than once before. He can do it again. And on the grandest stage of them all, Seth Rollins can claim it to be his house as much as he likes. But a house always has to come down eventually. And at WrestleMania, when that house comes down, it'll be rebuilt by something phenomenal. AJ Styles only just became #1 contender by the skin of his teeth, and already he's running his mouth, thinking he can win it. And these people in the crowd think that Styles can actually do it. Do you not? Do stats not mean anything to these people anymore? Do people not know how to read? Do people genuinely not understand what stats mean nowadays, though? Look at what happens in big match situations. Seth Rollins wins. Who's been the ECW champion for the last now 7 months? Seth Rollins, who by the time WrestleMania rolls around will be the longest reigning ECW champion in the history of this universe. Seth Rollins. You have a brain. You have a brain, AJ Styles. I implore you. please use it next time. It's one thing to speak, it's another thing to back it up. And right now, all the stats go the way of Seth Rollins. That's not personal opinion, that's not bias, that is statistics. Stats don't have bias. Stats don't have feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings. And the facts show when it comes to WrestleMania, you ain't got what it takes to beat Seth Rollins. You walk into Seth Rollins' house and you learn you're not welcome there. And you will quickly and ceremoniously be turned around and kicked back out through that door as the era of Rollins continues. As ECW will always be the A-show. And as the greatest of all time continues to live up to his name. You are another name on that list. Actually, you're another etching on that list, Styles, because how many times have you tried and how many times have you failed to beat Seth Rollins? You can do anything you ever want outside of it. You can win all the tag titles you like, all the TV titles you like, but until you beat Seth Rollins in the eyes of him and that ECW title, you are a failure. I don't care if you're a Grand Slam champion or not. Until you beat Seth Rollins, you haven't proved shit. Now that that little tirade is over, let me apologize to Sabre Jr. and Rich Swann for talking over their entrances, and let's move on with this contest here. We saw these two men compete in the Fatal 4-Way last week to become the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. It was, of course, won by that man on the right there, Zack Sabre Jr., who will face Austin Aries in 2 weeks for the Cruiserweight title. Should be an interesting affair. Aries in 2 weeks' time is... sorry, not 2 weeks' time. Aries later on tonight is going to be competing in one-on-one action. He'll be facing the man responsible for why his match didn't finish last week in Tetsuya Naito. That one's going to be a pretty damn good matchup. Make no mistake about it. I'm certainly looking forward to how that one will work. Oh! Going to be a busy night here for ECW. ECW Tag Team Champions are in action as well. That's going to be a big time matchup because, yes, they're taking on the Wyatt family again. Is that up next? I think my mind is... I think it's either up next or it's the one after. I'll have to double check that one. I just look my pop filter. I have a feeling it's next, but I'd have to double check that one. Anyway, back to this matchup at hand here. Swann, of course, didn't get pinned or submitted, but was on the mat when Sabre Jr. managed to make TJP tap out. And now he's going to try and get a big win here to perhaps, in the last few moments, try and add himself into that Cruiserweight Championship matchup. Beating the #1 contender would get you some ways towards that. Nice tilt-a-whirl neck breaker there. Rich Swann here trying to go against Sabre Jr., but you shouldn't get into a striking affair with a dangerous man like Zack Sabre Jr. Here comes the strength of this man now. Wow, I failed to hit words then. Spiking him down with that power bomb and attacking the arm now. Softening that up for the cross armbar. Sabre Jr. has a variety of ways he can break you down and a variety of ways to make you tap out as well. DDT there. You saw when he went off the top rope, he was thinking a forearm in the face. Ended up deciding that that wasn't the one he wanted. Instead, he ended up hitting him with the knee. But here comes Rich Swann now with great agility there. Standing moonsault after the corkscrew. Or the cartwheel, rather. Sabre Jr. kicked out very early on, but Swann gets right back up here, right up to the top rope as well. And, oh, double foot stomp there. Referee got right in the way there. Swann had to try and leap over him to hit it. Step up enziguri now, and Rich Swann is starting to get going here. Trying to bring home victory for the Four Horsemen tonight after their very disappointing week last week. There's that reverse Hurricanrana again on Sabre Jr. Looking to try and pin the #1 contender, bring him down a little bit in morale, heading into that title matchup. Not to happen yet. Wrenching on the arm now is Swann, and this is smart. Sabre Jr., you know, all of those submissions that rely on him yanking away at someone's arm, well, he needs the arm to do it. He needs the arm for most submissions. And if Swann is going to work on the arm, he's not going to be able to execute that. Here comes, though, the Northern Light suplex from Zack Sabre Jr. Such a gorgeous move when he hits it. So precise, and Rich Swann is now in the clutches. Sabre Jr. now honing in on that arm. Look at that there. He knows what he has to do to be victorious here, and it is wail away at that arm of Swann, and he's doing just that right now. He's calling him into position. Sabre Jr. is ready to lock it in deep here. Swann may have no escape, because here's the cross armbar. Dead center, middle of the ring. Will Rich Swann be reduced to tapping out here? Will Sabre Jr. keep on pulling until he pops that shoulder out of socket? Is he going to pull that arm out and beat Swann up with it? Can Swann survive much longer in this hold? Will this be the fate of Austin Aries? All these questions are to be answered, but one gives us an immediate response. Swann taps out. He tried to survive in that hold as long as he possibly could, but I genuinely think Zack Sabre Jr. was yanking at an arm and preparing to pull it out of socket. Swann was given no choice but to tap out there, or else risk a broken arm. Sabre Jr., your winner. And that'll give morale for both him and potentially Neville in his big match later on tonight. Sabre Jr. certainly looks happy about the job he did. Will he be celebrating in 2 weeks' time, though, with a Cruiserweight Championship around his waist? We will find that out when we get there. One thing is for certain, though. Austin Aries has seen the danger that Zack Sabre Jr. possesses. These two men still yet to go face-to-face in the ring since he became #1 contender. Zack Sabre Jr. may play the waiting game and wait all the way until that matchup. We'll see what he decides about that. Anyway, we're going to move on to our next contest now. I'm a bit confused on it. I believe it to be the Wyatt family. No, it's not. My apologies. It is 100% not. It is going to be this man's opponent. It is going to be Austin Aries going one-on-one against Tetsuya Naito. Well, here we go to our next contest now. This one certainly I'm really looking forward to this one. Between two really fine athletes and two men who, of course, one is defending a title, one is looking to capture it. And that is this man right here whenever he makes his way out. Tetsuya Naito now 2.5 weeks away from his title matchup against Aleister Black for the television championship at Wrestlemania. Tetsuya Naito and Aleister Black have played mind games back and forth, but Naito may well have played the finest one last week when he used the Wyatt family's own mind tricks against Aleister Black and laid him out in the ring with Destino once more. Tetsuya Naito, when it comes to playing the Wyatt family's games, has actually been using them better than the Wyatt family themselves. And excuse me for a second, I'm receiving word in my headset. Oh, fuck. I'm receiving word in my headset that there's a backstage altercation. Yeah. Alright. Shit. Backstage right now. Oh, God, this isn't what I wanted to hear. Backstage right now, Austin Aries and Neville are brawling. Oh, no, and good God, we've come backstage now, and Neville has the jump on Aries and just spiked his head into nothing but a thin carpet and concrete flooring. Aries was preparing. He was just about to make his way out to face Naito, and in the attempt to soften him up for his new mate, Zack Sabre Jr., Neville has resorted to this super kick into the locker, and again, Neville just blasted Austin Aries from behind, laid him out in the locker room, and has put the Cruiserweight champ in a state of issue heading into their title match in 2 weeks. Everything's coming up Zack Sabre Jr. now. Well, Aries ain't here right now. Naito doesn't know it, but Aries ain't. Oh, no. No, you can't let this can't happen. The misfortune of Austin Aries has become a gain for the Wyatt family. It was almost like he was lying in wait for this moment. This isn't supposed to be happening. This doesn't need to happen. Oh my God, oh no, this is not what I want to see at all. But what has happened in this moment is that with Austin Aries just being attacked backstage by Neville, the Wyatt family, as quick as a whippet, have just jumped in to that open slot and have taken it as their own. And they haven't exactly jumped in either. They have fallen in. They have heaved their way in. They've dumped in like a cannonball, and they've dumped in the heavy artillery right away. Naito can look as calm as he wants, but Tranquilo will not work here. Tranquilo can't save you against Braun Strowman. Oh my god, this is not what Naito or myself was expecting. But Braun Strowman just arrived to beat down Naito before WrestleMania. Neville working almost one and the same with the Wyatt family. They see a chance to weaken their opponent and they go for it. This isn't exactly mind games. This is a physical game now. This is the attrition of war looking to be proved. Braun Strowman now. Oh god. Just heaving Naito away with that punch in the gut. This is the last thing that anyone wanted to witness. We've seen what effect Braun Strowman can leave on opponents. Strowman was the reason for why Bobby Roode lost that title, or at least a strong part of the reason for why Roode lost that title back to Aleister Black at the Royal Rumble. And now he's going to try and make it happen again so Naito won't take the title at WrestleMania. Naito's trying to fight here, but he can't even get the big man off his feet just yet. Works quick there to bring him down. There's a drop kick in the face. Oh, but that didn't work, did it? Up and over the top rope goes Tetsuya Naito, and helped in essentially with one hand by Braun Strowman. Aleister Black and Bray Wyatt, wherever they are watching this, they are loving every moment of it. I mean, this man was supposed to be in the tag team match up next, but clearly that's gone out the window. Oh no, oh, no. I thought it was going to be the running power slam then for a moment. But it's not to be the case. But I feel as if it's not that far away anymore. Braun Strowman going to look for the over-the-shoulder power bomb, and Naito's fighting still. Naito gets his way out of it. Drop kicks the leg of Strowman. Here comes Naito now, and I don't know how. Naito turns around Strowman. No way! Destino by Naito. Cover one. Whoa, okay. Naito with a 1 count there, and he's trying to think smart. Yeah, he was trying to pummel into Strowman, but Strowman just laughed him off essentially, and has gone right back to doing what he was doing before. Destroying Tetsuya Naito. Oh my god. Sidewalk slam from the top rope. If anything on Naito just gave in, it sure as hell was his ribs. Knee in the face now. And it's almost like Strowman wants this to go on for a long time. He wants to keep beating into Naito. He wants to keep beating him senseless so Aleister Black can have it easy at WrestleMania. The Wyatt family not exactly working in their mysterious ways when this comes out to play. It's a gang method. Just sending in the heavy artillery from the moment the battle begins. Naito, meanwhile, is just a light infantry trying to hold them off, and he's trying his best here against Braun Strowman. But this guy is just destroying him now from behind. Oh, this is looking dangerous. Up in the torture rack here. Naito can't escape. It is a torture rack being applied now. After all the work he's done on the back, Strowman wants Naito to submit. But Naito punching the back of Strowman's head there to get out of it. Couldn't find an opening though. He just kicked right in his leg, grabbing on the throat again, and it's going to go right back into the ribs. Tetsuya Naito needs to do what is best and almost just stay down now. Let Strowman have his way and try to live another day. Try to make it to Mania. Gorilla press slam there again, just on the back, crushing the vital organs of Tetsuya Naito. Is he going to go for it again? Is it going to be another torture rack here? Yes, it is. He puts him up again. Strowman wants that submission from Naito. And if at the very least he's not getting that, he is tormenting and just tearing apart the back of Tetsuya Naito, who again has to punch his way out of that hold. Naito stumbles slightly there. Oh, but this stumbling around won't help him now. Running power slam from Braun Strowman. And if there was any wind left in his lungs, it just flew away. Tetsuya Naito is going to need medical attention after this. He was just destroyed by Strowman. 2, 3, no doubt about it. The misfortune of Austin Aries becomes the gain of the Wyatt family. Braun Strowman does the dirty work again and helps Aleister Black on his way to retaining that ECW television title. Naito's going to need to get that back and those ribs of his looked at. I know WrestleMania is 2.5 weeks away, but when Braun Strowman leaves an attack on you, you can feel it for months. Ask Johnny Gargano. Ask Sami Callihan. They know. Ask Bobby Roode. They know what an attack from Strowman feels like. And they know just how long it can put you out for. And I hope this doesn't jeopardize anything. But I can't do anything to stop it. You think I'm going to tell Strowman, no, you can't do that? I value my job and I value my life. We'll see what'll happen at WrestleMania, but coming up next, it's going to be the Authors of Pain against the Wyatt family. Will Strowman stick around or will Black come in to fill in the blanks? I don't know. We'll find out up next. Well, now that both Naito and Austin Aries are on their way backstage to receive attention for what happened, we have to move on. It's a concerning issue for champion and challenger there, but I just hope that this is sorted out quickly, and I hope that they're still able to compete for their matches. And the question has been answered there. It is going to be Aleister Black filling in the blanks as the Wyatt family come towards the ring here. Braun Strowman has gone backstage, job done. Bray Wyatt seems happy, I think. Might be happy on a mental level, I don't know with Bray Wyatt, but the job is done there for now, and they can focus back on that another day. As for right now, though, the Wyatt family head towards the ring. And that man to the left of Bray Wyatt, to Bray Wyatt's left rather, should I say, has got to be incredibly happy about what he saw just now. Seeing his WrestleMania opponent laying down on the mat in a fit of pain, clutching his back, his lungs, everything that Aleister Black wanted to see, he got to see. Everything that Tetsuya Naito didn't want to happen has happened. Tranquilo has only gone so far. The mind games just played a harsh trick here tonight. As I said, it wasn't really mind games, it was just a gang mentality that happened. We'll see what'll happen here tonight, as Aleister Black stands there with Bray Wyatt, ready to do this matchup here. What is going to take place? Black has no one to worry about. No Tetsuya Naito to worry about attacking him. He is just going to be helping Bray Wyatt here in this beatdown with the Authors of Pain. Or will it be a beatdown? Oh, yeah, I definitely spoke too soon in those words. It won't be a beatdown. It is going to be hurt on all sides of the ring. These guys might be scheduled for WrestleMania, but as of late they've been tormenting DIY, and it decided for a week just to stop. I mean, last week DIY was able to have their moment of victory over the Four Horsemen, but that was it. Now it's the Authors of Pain's turn to retaliate. And we know, of course, what they did 2 weeks ago on this show. in that hugely convoluted issue. I don't even know if it was convoluted, it was just weird to see it happen. One moment it was supposed to be a singles matchup between, I believe, Razor and Ciampa. Then Akam comes out and then uses the distraction to his advantage to gift Razor the win. Then they go to attack him after the match is over and done with, only for Gargano to come out and make the save. Certainly, though, on that night, the Authors of Pain got the upper hand, and even though DIY were victorious last week, it was not in a convincing fashion. And that is where the Authors of Pain have their huge advantage heading in to WrestleMania. But can they continue to have their advantage after this matchup here tonight? Can the Wyatt family produce some kind of big upset? Will DIY try to get involved in some ways? It's not the tactics of DIY, but with how things have been going as of late, they may have to end up using it in order to try and get something going their way heading into WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt is going to start this match off here against Akam. The bell rings and we are underway to start this one off. The Wyatt family and the Authors of Pain have had some brawls in the past. When the Wyatt family were tag team champions, their first defense of the titles were against the Authors of Pain. They overcame them, but only just. And that was when Wyatt and Strowman were the champions. Now, of course, the roles have reversed. It's the Authors of Pain who are the ECW Tag Team Champions. And they look to beat down Wyatt and Aleister Black. Black may well be at a height disadvantage and a weight disadvantage, but the power of his kicks could be enough to bring even the Authors of Pain down to their feet. Down to their backs even, and have them wanting to take no more of his kicks. Right now, though, it's just a big Hosh strength fight here between Wyatt and Akam right now to start things off. Irish whip off the ropes. Akam there counters his way out of it in a big back body drop. Punching the ribs there to get his way out of it. Bray Wyatt looking for an opportunity to work on here. Sends Akam into the turnbuckle and the tag is made. Aleister Black, the legal man in this matchup now. Here come the strikes. Get ready to endure a lot of hard hits. And look at that double team there. Double foot stomp and a neck crank. Wyatt family working well with one another. They didn't even have to call that one out. They just knew what one another wanted. And Akam with great strength there to slam Black down like that. The champions sharing the ring with one another. And it's certainly getting interesting. Razor tagged in, and the first thing he gets are the hard strikes of Aleister Black. A flurry of strikes coming his way as well. Spinning back fist now by Aleister Black, and he knows if he's going to be victorious over the Authors of Pain, he's got to use the kicks to his advantage. That's certainly what he is doing right now. Went for the elbow, stuffed by Razor. Up and over you go. Unceremoniously dumped and clubbered with a shot in the face. Whereas Aleister Black strikes are pinpoint precise, and he has trained them. The Authors of Pains are just clubbing blows coming at your face. Look at the speed there by Black to hit that series of kicks again. Gonna go to the top rope here now on Razor. Is this wise from Black? Moonsault gets it. How much will that take away from Razor? Not enough to get a 2 count. But Aleister Black's looking pretty good right now. I gotta give him his credit where it's due. I think there is a high morale within Aleister Black after witnessing Tetsuya Naito being pummeled. Last thing Aleister Black wants, though, is the same treat to happen to him. And now the punches are raining down. Up to his feet. Nice uppercut there by Black to counter it. Stumbles a little bit there, does Razor. Oh, what a knee in the face. Tag team champions are not looking as strong as they hoped they would. Oh, but that is strength in its own term. Oh, but Wyatt gonna get involved there and give his tag partner a little bit of breathing room. The hard headbutt, but with no one in the ring, Akam has a chance to get tagged in here. Razor crawls over and tags in Akam. Here we go now. Oh, what a lariat to bring him down. And Aleister Black leaps there and makes the tag into Wyatt. Here we go, the two big men colliding once more. Stuffed there. Running lariat and he goes down. Another one for good measure and he goes down. Look at these two here. Bray Wyatt, not usually known for this much strength, but he's brought it all out in this matchup against Akam. Oh, and Akam ain't too pleased about that. Look at the pure strength that he possessed there. Took a little bit of a feeling out process, but now the big guns have started firing. And here we go with it. How will either side be able to cope? Wrenching on the neck there is Akam. Wyatt able to get his way out of it there. Nice shot in the ribs. Look for something there, but it was stuffed by Akam. I think Paul Ellering at some point must have slipped in a chair. I only just realized, down by Rezar's feet there. Steel chair. Haven't seen much of Paul Ellering. He's kept himself to himself throughout this matchup. Irish whipped into the turnbuckle, tag made here. The Authors of Pain looking for their first tag team maneuver, and oh my god, it's going to be it! The last chapter! Black trying to distract the referee there, give his leader an opening, but he kicked out for him. He made the save, and now he's trying to go after Rezar here, stop him from beating up on Wyatt. But look at how he just shrugged off those strikes there from Aleister Black. But here goes Black now, flurrying away with shots here. This match is starting to break down. Oh, what a lariat! Will that finish off Bray Wyatt here? The cover that follows and the count. There's two, and Wyatt is able to kick out. Wyatt needs to make the tag here. He's still fighting. Can he make that tag that he needs to, though, to save himself in this matchup? You see it there. Rezar says it's over and done with now, and it may well be. Last chapter connects with it. The Authors of Pain, I think, just sealed a victory. But again, the mistake is made and Black makes the save. As the beatdown continues now, Akam pummeling into Bray Wyatt here. No escape for the Wyatt. Whoa, 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 that's the theme! That's the theme of DIY! Akam's attention turns immediately to it, and it's given Bray Wyatt a window of opportunity now. And Wyatt's using the distraction to his advantage. Akam wasn't paying attention, and he pays for it. There is a Uranagi slam. The Wyatt family will use DIY's distraction to their advantage here. Bray Wyatt looking to overcome it here and try and pick up a huge win for the Wyatt family. A game usually reserved for the Wyatt family's tricks have been used to help them win. Sister Abigail connects. Wyatt crawls over, makes the cover. Black with the save. The Wyatt family beat Authors of Pain, and the assist goes to DIY on that one. Think about that. Talk about turnaround. Talk about turnabout being fair play. They can use whatever games they want against them, and they just did right there. Wyatt and Black are your winners, but through the tricks of DIY. When WrestleMania rolls around, there'll be no third party getting involved, but make no mistake about it, this has just evened up the scoreline a little bit. This has made things far more personal now between the two parties. DIY have cost Authors of Pain a victory. That is not going to sit well in Akam and Rezar, and it's certainly going to be a part of the battle plan that Paul Ellering will draft up for WrestleMania. This now is getting heated, and DIY may well not be able to reap the rewards of this whole idea. They may reap what they sow, however, when the Authors of Pain decide to put them both on the injured shelf at WrestleMania. We'll see if that'll happen in 2.5 weeks, but the Wyatt family may well have just labeled themselves to have first crack at the new tag team champions. Whoever hold those titles coming out of WrestleMania, we will see if that'll be the case or not. But of course, one person who also wants to become a new champion is AJ Styles. He wants to hold those titles, and he wants to hold that ECW title, and we'll see if he can get a victory up next to help him on his way towards it. He goes against the glorious one, Bobby Roode. Well, here we go. Man, didn't know the DIY had that in them, but the dubious tricks being played is certainly heading towards the advantage of them and going against the Authors of Pain. But when they meet in the ring, of course, those tactics can't be played. And we'll see if it'll result in them paying for their crimes. And if the Authors of Pain will write their last chapter. We'll find out when that comes about. But yeah, right now, AJ Styles gets ready to compete against Bobby Roode one-on-one. Should be a very interesting matchup between these two parties. Two very talented athletes in their own right. Styles had to give his absolute very best to become #1 contender last week. He talked about it in his matchup. It took him 5 finishers to put away Neville. 2 Styles clashes, 3 phenomenal forearms. Neville was finally defeated after his blood, of course, was also all over the ring following the punishment he had taken. But that was his refusal to stay down. But it wasn't enough to help him become #1 contender. Styles and Rollins meet once more, and I am looking forward to it. Make no mistake about it, even though I know Seth Rollins will walk out of WrestleMania still ECW champion, I am still very excited for that matchup. But this isn't WrestleMania, of course. This right now is ECW, and this is going to be his matchup against Bobby Roode. Both men would like a big-time win here. And we're going to see, I think, what we saw a few weeks ago when Roode came back. Yes, we are up on that stage, but there, Bobby Roode making sure that everyone, even as high up as the cheap seats, can get a great eye of the glorious one. Roode had a great showing on his return to in-ring action. He had his first match since losing the title at the Royal Rumble 2-3 weeks ago, I believe. I think it might have been 2 weeks ago. And he had a very fine performance against Apollo Crews there. Now here tonight, he looks to do the same against AJ Styles. The crowd here in Erie, Pennsylvania, cheer on Bobby Roode towards the ring. Even though he has a bit of an ego to him, he is still respected and admired for everything about him. This matchup is going to be one where respect and admiration will be on all sides. It's not the first time these two men have squared off against one another. They know how to beat and how to be defeated by one another. It's just all about what they'll do to try and get that win. Roode is looking pretty glorious, I will say that, as he comes towards the ring here. But is he going to be able to do enough to beat AJ Styles? And of course, is still 2.5 weeks to WrestleMania. There's still 2 more episodes of ECW to go after this one. Could well be the case that come in a few weeks from now, or maybe even next week, Bobby Roode, if he wins here tonight, could be added to that championship matchup. Could be a triple threat on its way, maybe. We of course already have 1 triple threat match happening for a world title. We already have a plethora of multi-man matches taking place at WrestleMania. We've got the 8-man ladder match, the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. Could have another one added to the card. We'll see if that'll be the case or not. If Roode can pick up the win here tonight, AJ Styles knows he's got to compete against Bobby Roode to the best of his abilities, and he's still going to have to give his finest performances, even though we are getting closer and closer to WrestleMania with every minute that goes by. But you know, it's not as if it's being biased or anything. Seth Rollins has got to do the same in just a little short while against Neville. He can't sleep easy on Neville after watching how he performed last week. Make no mistake about it at all. Bobby Roode, though, feeling pretty confident as he stands in the ring there preparing for this matchup. Does the glorious one have what it takes to knock off the phenomenal one here? Only one, of course, can be victorious, and it all just depends on who that is going to be. Personally, I do think AJ Styles has this one, but Roode could find a way to turn the tables against him. We just have to find out. Both men stand across from one another. The bell rings and we are underway here between these two fine athletes. Lovely knee in the face by Styles early on, and he gets going now. Flurrying away with some quick strikes, only to be caught right in the face there by Bobby Roode. Up on his shoulders here, and fireman's carry cutter. Bobby Roode might have been, AJ Styles, might have been hoping for a quicker start there maybe, or a start where he got a little bit more offense in, but that has been quickly denied here by Bobby Roode, who is sending him now face first into the turnbuckle. Time and time again goes AJ Styles, counters his way out of it finally, and head first into the turnbuckle in his own receipt goes Bobby Roode. Both men swung at each other and missed. Pele kick by Styles. He got Roode flush with that one. Irish whip in the turnbuckle now, and oh, well, he ran face first into that one. Russian leg sweep. Roode will, of course, look to try and wrestle the slower matchup, weigh down AJ Styles a little bit. Take away his key assets. And keep him on the mat as well. Try and keep AJ Styles grounded. Try and take away any hope of hitting a big-time move like a Styles Clash or the Phenomenal Forearm, or even something like the Yoshigoroshi of his. Look to try and take away them all and leave Styles with no option but to feel the wrath of the glorious DDT. Styles, though, counters his way out there, only for Roode to counter back immediately, looking for a back suplex, and he will nail it. It was slow, and I honestly thought that Styles would have had enough within him to counter it, but it wasn't the case. Looked for something there, did Bobby Roode. AJ Styles denies it and creates a little bit of separation. Walks right into that gap, though, with a phenomenal blitz. Down goes Roode. Up to the top rope goes Styles. We saw some big moves come out to play last week, like a spinal tap. Went for the frog splash there and missed it. Roode is having his number here from the early goings. Styles rolls out of the way, though. But he's countered again by Bobby Roode. Countered back. Lariat there to bring him down. Very competitive so far. Certainly not, I think, what AJ Styles wanted so close to Mania. Certainly something that Seth Rollins wants to see so close to WrestleMania. Off the ropes now goes Styles. Oh, what a knee in the face there. As Bobby Roode clutches his face, he's got to try and get up to his feet here. Styles calling him up. Forearm off the second rope, he missed it. And Bobby Roode again will look to capitalize. Bringing him in here. Fisherman suplex. Roode got all of it. Didn't go for the cover after it, however. Oh, that's why he's looking to roll right into the next move here. Bobby Roode went for glorious DDT. Countered by Styles even. And Styles now will look to hit his own move. AJ Styles, it's close, but it is. Phenomenal forearm. And did that just result in a quick win for Styles? 2. And oh no, Roode kicks out at 2. Well, AJ Styles knows that he's struck first here and struck big, and he's looking to continue going here. Roode lands on his feet, but he's about to take a trip onto his back. There's the speed of AJ Styles, but was that a smart idea to go high risk in a match like this? Styles is still looking pretty good right now, and he's even resorting to some more barbaric methods here, tearing apart the announce table now. Bobby Roode is still out like a light right now. Seth Rollins is watching this, and he's seeing that AJ Styles is using all methods to try and get something going here, to try and prove that at WrestleMania he sacrifices everything to be champion, even morals. Bobby Roode has been unable to respond right now to the consistent punishment of AJ Styles here. Rolls him back in the ring. Styles lifts him up, gonna look for the Yoshigoroshi here. Will he get it? Dead center, middle of the ring. He connects. I think Roode is out of it. I honestly think going into the announce table just ended Bobby Roode. And AJ Styles with a Styles Clash now to Roode, but just like last week, he hasn't gone for the cover. He wants Seth Rollins to be aware of what he possesses heading into WrestleMania. I said I thought Styles had it. I didn't realize it would be as dominant and as destructive as this one would be. Styles was perhaps thinking phenomenal forearm, decided against it though. And maybe that's why, because he knew that Roode would play possum. Cover here by Roode now, but it's an early kick out. This one's still alive here for Bobby Roode. Well, I'm not too sure for how much longer. Styles, they're easily able to counter that. Irish whip now, up and over the top rope he goes. Styles counters there though. Flies off the ropes. Oh! Blockbuster there. Springboard blockbuster no less. And look at how quickly he will strike again. Ushigoroshi nailed it on Roode. And now he looks to apply that finishing blow, keeping Roode down for good and letting Seth Rollins know this is the AJ Styles he's got at WrestleMania. Phenomenal forearm by Styles. And with Roode busted open just like Neville last week, it shows how brutal Styles is going into WrestleMania. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles is your winner. Seth Rollins needs to be looking close at this, because Styles just did a number in there. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, AJ Styles, your job is not done here. Peekaboo! Rollins sees you and strikes down on AJ Styles. Yes! He played you like a fiddle. Oh, did you really think it was going to be that easy, AJ Styles? Did you really think you were going to... Did you really think that Seth Rollins was going to stare you down face to face? No, 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 not yet. You've got to be on your toes at all time. And Seth Rollins just proved that. Come on, bring him out. Get Styles out of here. Roll him away. Neville, get your ass out here right now. As he stands in the ring like the tactical genius that he is, Seth Rollins knows his morale is high. Seth Rollins knows his confidence is high. Seth Rollins knows that his opponent is about to make his way down to the ring right this very second, though. And he welcomes the approach of Neville. We knew that that man would be there at ringside with him. We knew Zack Sabre Jr. would be there, so we've enforced our own little security. Don't worry. Minoru Suzuki is here as well. Neville has already had his part to play in tonight's actions, helping out his fellow member of the British Empire by flooring and super kicking Austin Aries' head into a locker room. But it is not about the Cruiserweight Championship, it is about this matchup here with Seth Rollins. This is about a grand chance for Neville being presented before him, but he's got to be aware of the fact of who he's taking on and what he just witnessed. Seth Rollins with a simple move, a simple clothesline, a rainmaker, if you will. Floored AJ Styles and left no response from him. Neville now looks to compete against Seth Rollins after what he just pulled off, and think he can put a piece against him. We know this match is going to be tough. Don't think that we're not treating it that way. But what we do know is that Seth Rollins is on the absolute peak of his ability. And hell, even if he's on the peak of his ego, it only makes Seth Rollins an even better star. Pushes the leg down there, and Neville now resorted down to one knee. Able to spring back up right away though. Fujiwara armbar grip here applied. But Rollins rolls his way out of it, and a stalemate there. You know, Rollins, over this last week as well, to prepare himself for WrestleMania, has been training with Minoru Suzuki. He has been locked in holds. He has been forced to take punishment like some he has stated he has never felt before. And now it is all going to be worth it when WrestleMania rolls around, when he is even greater than he thought greatness could pinnacle itself to even be. And when he retains that ECW championship. Seth Rollins was the only world champion to successfully defend his title at the Royal Rumble. And he is looking to perhaps be the only one to defend his championship at WrestleMania again. Make no mistake about it. Not every title, not every world title is going to be changing hands at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins will defend his with no trouble whatsoever. There's a Skywalker into the cover. Early kick out. Nice shot here being applied by Rollins. Just using his quick hands to his and his feet to his ability there. Neville slips out of the way and hits a great Northern Light suplex there. Neville in turn has been training with Zack Sabre Jr. Looking to make his submissions more effective as he goes forward. Looking to learn how to work a human body down. I mean, Neville was Cruiserweight Champion for 6 months, but he has now moved up to the big stages and he's got to use his ability and that more to hope even of being where Seth Rollins is. And Rollins right now is doing a great job of working his business and doing what he does better than anyone who's ever been able to do it, and anyone after him who will try. And that is just being the best in the world, the greatest of all time. He shots here to Neville, not being met with a response right now. Minoru Suzuki, as he watches on, is thoroughly enjoying this one. Doesn't seem to be so much so for Sabre Jr. on the outside. Neville, though, looking to try and get something going his way here. Turns around. Dragon suplex on its way, and he got it there. Rollins folding up inside of himself from the impact of that one. And here come the hard hits of Neville now. Shining Wizard in the back of the head. Whoa. Neville's going up high. Neville's going up high. Is he thinking Red Arrow already? He was thinking he'd blow to 450. Rollins moved out of the way and was looking to go top rope, but Neville was there very quickly to deny that. Look at that by Neville. What a Hurricanrana. Didn't even use the turnbuckle there. Just leapt up there. Incredible feat of agility, but Rollins still able to kick out pretty early on. And here come the submissions now. The knee dug in the back of Rollins as he looks to try and wear him down here, but that's quickly countered. Discus forearm stuffed by Neville's. And as Neville takes him to the turnbuckle here, well, it's not going to be the superplex that he looked for so many times last week. Tree of Woe, stomp in the chest. Neville has Seth Rollins in a great bit of issue here. He is showing how far he has come. And here we go. Now he might look for that superplex here. He hit it a great number of times on AJ Styles last week. Can he get it here on Seth Rollins? Rollins looking in trouble right now. Neville's turned the tables around and is holding his own against the ECW champion. There's the superplex and there's the intervention of Minoru Suzuki. Rollins turns the tides around there. And couldn't hit that high knee though. Great counter by Neville. Looking for Saito suplex now and he gets it. The referee got clobbered. Referee got caught there. And as Suzuki distracts Neville, it allows Rollins a chance to recover a little bit. Seth Rollins didn't really need it. Just wanted to make Minoru Suzuki feel like he was doing something effective. If anything, Suzuki should just stay down there and make sure that that Zack Sabre Jr. doesn't try anything. How's that for a dragon suplex, Neville? Snapdragon suplex there, and only a 1 count though. And Rollins is wrestling his style once again here. Into that rope you go. And there's a spinning heel kick there, and look what it did. It busted open Neville again. Neville had to have stitches after his matchup against AJ Styles last week, and now Rollins has worked right on that open wound and is looking to break it down here for a very, very easy to exploit initiative that could bring him victory, but Neville saying, no, man, not having it that way. There's a shoulder tackle to bring him down, and to the outside now, this match will break down. Up to his feet, here he goes, but it's counted there. Going after the arm for a second, and I thought he was going into the ring pole there. Sabre Jr. did well to stand back there and not get himself involved. Rollins up on that top rope. Looks to fly, and look at that. The Meteora there, I believe, by Seth Rollins. Better than anyone else. Hooks the leg in here. Small package driver. Cover after it, hoping to try and put away Neville with it, who kicks out. The blood may be pouring down Neville's head, but he is still going here in this one. Oh, hard hit there by Neville. Look at this for a comeback there. German suplex, and Suzuki gets involved again. But I think we shouldn't be talking about the involvement of Suzuki there. We should be talking about how quickly Rollins got back up to his feet after that. Discus forearm again. It's stuffed by Neville. Single underhook suplex now. And oh, Styles hit the ropes hard. I don't know why I'm confusing everyone's names. Why would I dare confuse someone like AJ Styles with Seth Rollins? Up on top here. Neville! Red arrow! Red arrow! No way this is happening! With with 1 and nothing more. He kicks out. Oh, that was lovely to see. But his punishment might not be done here. Neville drop kick there. And a kip up as well. After all the punishment, he just got up that quickly. Neville's gotten really good, I gotta say it. Neville's gotten aggressive. I like how Neville has just stopped caring now, and it's all about hurting everyone. He has become far greater than I thought he was ever going to be. I knew he was a fine talent. I knew he was great, but he has got even better as of late. But he is still not on the caliber of Seth Rollins. Staggered there, though, is Rollins, and Hurricanrana by Neville. Let's see what else Neville will try now. Turns him around here in the turnbuckle. We look to put him up on that top rope again. Indeed, he will. He might be feeling another superplex here. Oh, no, it's denied there. Big foot in the face, and there's that Meteora again from Seth Rollins. Rollins has his target honed in on here. If you note out his entire match, Neville's looked for more than one signature move. Rollins has just been going through his repertoire of moves. No buckle bomb, no power bomb cutter, no curb stomp. Nothing big yet by Rollins. I think he's playing the waiting game here with Neville. Rolls out of the ring there, goes to the apron. Neville just staring at him there, and oh, Rollins knew what he was doing. Flies in, there's the knee in the face. Whether he was playing possum or not, Neville took way too long to strike, and now he's paying for it. Rollins takes Neville into the turnbuckle here. This is what you should really do in the turnbuckle. Make the most of your opportunity, and that's what's being done. Buckle bomb! Rollins turns him over there with a big kick in the back, and he goes up the top rope. He's going to fly. Take note. Phoenix Splash from the ECW champion. Let the final blows be applied in this one. Rollins is in position. Neville is but out on his feet at the wrath of the Architect's annihilation. Oh, but that ain't going to be all. He saw what Styles did last week, and he raises him one better. Here we go. Curb stomp by Rollins. Neville fought, Neville tried, but like so many others, Neville failed. Seth Rollins is your winner. Did you really think anything else was going to happen on this night? This night that Seth Rollins has turned into his own. This night where Seth Rollins is talked about as he always should be. The #1 contender was flawed, and the same can be said of Neville. Seth Rollins leaves ECW tonight in the finest form he could possibly be in. AJ Styles may well have got a victory, but Seth Rollins won the battle that was this war. I mean, the point I made there didn't make too much sense, so let me reiterate that one. He won the battle that is this war heading into WrestleMania. The war will be culminated at WrestleMania. And you know it is going to be a retreat from AJ Styles all the way. Seth Rollins on a full frontal assault. Rollins forces Styles to surrender. And Seth Rollins retains the title. AJ Styles, you have 2 ECWs left to make people think you have a hope in hell of becoming ECW champion. What are you gonna do? I don't know, and I don't care, because nothing is changing what happens at WrestleMania. That ends this episode of Universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys. And Sarah.